Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us and connecting with us wherever you are. For those of you watching us across the world, you can also watch us. If it's Facebook, it's fine. But of course, we're also streaming live on X, on YouTube, My Dominion TV. Connect with us. Drop your comments, your thoughts, your submissions, and your questions. I'll be glad to share with the rest of the world. At some point as well, we'll be opening the phone lines where you can call in real time from wherever you're watching us from, and also sending your contributions as well, real time indeed. Well, let's talk about, we started talking about startups yesterday. The focus was building scalable businesses. Again, as I have pointed out, we rely heavily on our arable lands. Whether or not we are utilizing all of them is one conversation we could have another day. But the focus really is on agriculture and whether or not we can make gains and large strides in that particular ecosystem. As I also mentioned yesterday, it's no-brainer that the Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Mr. John Dumelu, is a young person. I don't know what the president wants to do, but wants to draw young people into that ecosystem, have them participate more, take away the frustrations because they can see young people do it, the young person do it. Christian Latte, Penty Sakwa Ebenezer, Stephen Deborah Obobi are all from CES Consults in various, I don't know how they came about this, but they're looking like startups to me. They'll get to share with me soon. But Christian is an agribusiness enthusiast. He's a co-founder and chief executive officer for CES Consults. Penty Sakwa is still an enthusiast, also a co-founder, and also the acting CEO, Green Team Processing and co-founder, CES Consults. So all of you are co-founders?
Yes, please.
Three of you?
Yes.
Or there are more co-founders?
No.
Just the three of you?
Just the three of us.
What's CES Consult?
Okay, so I'd like to start with the story about how we came about. So I remember in 2020, we met on the campus of University of Ghana, and three young men. One thing, we embarked on a trip, and we realized that from the Volta region stretch, going towards Apajatu, there is a lot of lands available for farming. And there's a scenario where Ukraine war COVID had started. Then we headed into the Ukraine war. We got to realize that Ukraine sponsors or provides Africa with cereals and corns, which is very alarming. Because considering the land size we have in Africa and how fertile our lands are, why should we be importing maize? We should be importing cereals and poultry products, which was very alarming. So three people with different backgrounds. My brother here, Panti, has a background in oil production and maize and cocoa.
Okay.
My brother there is an agribusiness person. He also has in livestock and in poultry. I myself am into maize. So why don't we combine our expertise so that we do things and exploit our fathers could not do and build upon it? So we decided to start CES Consult. That is where CES Consult started from.
Do I take it that CES, Christian, Ebenezer, and Stephen?
All right.
We'll take a vox pop. We went to the street. We were asking friends, young people, on what they feel could make them go into agriculture, and also the introduction of technology into that. Take a watch. When we come back, the conversation is here. Stay with us.
My name is Gina. Margaret. I'm Coco.
All right, so I think modern or digital technology can help solve Africa's food security problems. This is so in the sense that these tools can help improve productivity. Tools like the drones, sensors, and AI weather forecasting machines can help farmers detect how the weather will be, how the season will be, and all that. And also, I think this technology can also help prevent food wastage.
Yes, but not alone. It can by improving farm productivity through smart tools and AI-driven weather forecast.
Yes, it can. Because it will help farmers to access their customers through the internet. Some social medias like TikTok, Facebook has now become very famous and popular, and people are there. So it will help the farmer to meet his clients through the social media space and will help avoid food insecurity.
Yes, because it offers innovation opportunities, food security solutions, and an economic growth through employment. So modernization and better incentives could make it attractive to the youth.
Looking at our population keep on increasing, and when our population keep on increasing, the labor force also increases, and for us to get food supply and other things, if the youth which are energetic and other things, if they involve themselves in their agriculture, I think it will increase our supply in food. We won't have to import food from outside countries, and at least if they don't even have it as the main career or something, like a side job, a backyard garden or something like that, it will help to improve our agriculture sector in Ghana.
Also, that's what they thought, the issues of technology connecting or integrating itself into agriculture. How long have you been running this? For how long? How many years?
Oh, we started in 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
I see.
So about 4 years now.
4 years. How has it been?
Well, let me chip in. I want to add up to what Christian said about what we do as CS Consult. You see, basically, we are youth, and it's very common for us to give, a perspective to what the youth would think in regards to agriculture as compared to the average Ghanaian farmer. So CS Consult, basically, our core value is to make agriculture appealing to the youth. Because, as I said, if you see me, I'm in my youthful age, and I'm engaging in agriculture. So I can easily convince a fellow brother to also join in the agriculture space. Because what we have found out is that for increased urbanization means we need to also increase, food production. And then if you compare the average Ghanaian smallholder farmer, which is about 55 to 60 years, it clearly shows that, agriculture in Ghana, or let me say in Africa, is not sustainable in a way. So we need to, get more youth into agriculture in order to make it sustainable. So one of our core values is to make sure that we get more youth into agriculture, not necessarily you being on the farm to farm, but then wherever you are as a youth, you can contribute your quota in supporting agriculture in Ghana.
Let's go back a bit. You think that a 40 to 50-year-old farmer who has been doing it for the longest is just an average farmer?
I'm not saying an average as in experience, but I'm trying to say an average age.
Okay. No, yes. I know the average age. Okay. I'm saying the person has got experience.
Yes, experience.
So it's gone through the issues of whether or not they were relying on just the weather.
Okay.
Now to climatic changes where they cannot rely. They cannot even get irrigated. But of course, he's being able to keep the farm running for all these years.
Yes.
You think that this person does not have that knowledge to pass on to you as a young person?
Oh, they have.
Right.
Truth be told, they have. But then currently, you see, there's transformation in the agricultural sector. Previously, let me say in the early 20s or in the early 20th century, there were what we call the electromechanization revolution in terms of the agricultural space. And then in the mid-20s, we came to what we call the green revolution. And then now agriculture is on the cusp of a new revolution. That is a digital transformation, or the digital, the space. We are entering into the digital space. So we feel now if we are able to leverage these digital innovations in agriculture, yes, though our forefathers were trying in terms of agriculture, but then in this time around, if we're able to leverage these digital innovations in agriculture, it is going to increase productivity. It is going to, increase productivity in terms of yields, and then also cut costs and increase profit.
I see.
Yes. So even though they were trying, we are of the view that if we are able to leverage these technologies in making agriculture more efficient and easy doing, it will increase productivity. So yeah, they might be experienced, but then they are not of that experience in terms of the use of digital tools in.
Interesting.
Also, I also think the word average is relative, because in every society that we build on, we start with its historical antecedent. In every world revolution, as my brother talked about, we had people who had a broader idea, knowledge, and the world is also changing at a very faster pace. So it could happen maybe an approach that was actually accepted in the past is not working right now. Example, currently there have been changes in genetic modeling. Some plants and say virus and bacteria, microbes, their genetics are changing. So maybe some medication that used to work at first is not working again. At first, they used to extract, say, part of neem tree to spray on animal for it to kill them. Now it doesn't work. At first, our parents used to tell us that they used to burn some plants at night to scare off mosquitoes and stuff. But now it's not working again. The word average is relative also, in a sense that maybe some of the things that we used to do in the past now will not hold longer. So people will be tempted to choose someone who is more, who has been more innovative inclined, who has learned more. That's why even our parents must still, in time, consult even those who are still in school and have the skill and experience so that they can also learn more. So I think as human beings, you will continue to be an average person. The moment you choose not to learn again or not to, say, improve, say someone who is a doctor, right now there have been changes in the treatment of some disease conditions, some operation methods, and imagine that same doctor thinks what he used to know about 15 years ago should still be the way of treatment. The person might be lacking, and the person wouldn't be competitive compared to his fellow colleagues here. So that's what I think.
The case of the basic challenges that face agri have to do with inputs. Yes. So you are looking at seeds, you are looking at fertilizer, and if you like now irrigation, if you like, we relying on the weather and all of that. Is your focus technology driven or focused? Yeah. That's what you want to do.
What we do basically, it's in two parts. What I'll say is we have the technological part, and we also have how we help the farmers. So in terms of the climate you mentioned and things, we have the view that we use a drip system, which allows the plants to have the maximum amount of water. It's very unique compared to the olden days. The olden days, they used to use water cans and other tools to allow water onto the plant. But most of the times, with now the weather, it can evaporate off quickly. But with the drip system, it allows the soil to have maximum moisture content so that the plants can have maximum water absorption. So what we do is we use all these technological tools, the aerial drones in spraying, like how Zipline uses the drones to supply drugs. We use it to spray and to also take aerial view, know which part of the farm is being infected by the pest and other diseases. We use other tools to also track our farm data, which is very important. Now, the world is a data-driven world. If you do not use data, you will lag behind. Even in our poultry department, our livestock department, we're able to use data to track each animal, their production and how they are feeling, their health and everything. When you come to the technological side, that is marketing products. So what we do is we use platforms like LinkedIn and like TikTok and other platforms they mentioned to get a client that is trusted, assured clients, and even expertise of people who are outside. So my brother can tell you we've contacted people who are outside who are willing to be our patrons for free, to even impact knowledge on us. So when my brother was speaking, he was saying our forefathers, they are our patrons. They are people we learn from. But when we learn from them, we improve upon it. So like how this current president is doing, he has made the senior most people, elder people, go to the the advisory roles, and he has allowed the young people to take over. Now, the average age you were speaking about being 55 plus. Now, urbanization.
Oh, he had mentioned
Sorry.
the average age. He had
Yes,
mentioned, not
he
me.
my colleague mentioned the average age. Now, let's watch this. In the next 10 years, these people will be 65. He can't go to the farm every time.
Exactly.
Now, with how we eat, if you take Accra and its environs, roughly hypertension is one killer disease affecting a lot of people. There are a lot of old age diseases that are kicking. But now, if you watch, Accra has gone beyond Kaswa. Accra has gone beyond Teman or Yarifa, and it's going at a faster rate. We are increasing in population every year, and now agriculture is not only a side job; it's a main job. It's a sustainable way of gaining gainful employment to the youth. And we want to stress on the youth because the youth are the people to drive us to the future. The youth are the people to lead us to the next decade or millennia. If they do not have this knowledge on their fingertips, we'll be relying on old information that may not be scalable, may not be profitable. Because we've heard agriculture is a business for, let's say, I don't want to use the word poor or middle income people. But I want to say that there have been people who have done agriculture to the extent that they are millionaires. Even our current millionaires in Ghana are entering into rice farming. It should tell you that if it's not scalable, if it's not sustainable, if it cannot make you rich or it cannot improve on your lifestyle, they will not enter into it. Because a man like Mr. Richard Niamakwe is entering into rice farming. A man like Mr. Jaspon has entered into rice farming. It should tell you that
President Mahama,
all these people have farms. One thing I've realized that most of the youth want quick money. They want it to be quick. Agriculture is a slow, steady pace. You have to be patient.
Just like any business.
Just like any business. You start small. It's a gradual process. You have to take your time and go according to each step. If you try to cut corners, you will end up getting hurt yourself. Because you may invest and you may cut corners. The moment you start cutting corners, you may end up hindering your own progress. We've seen startups come and go. But how unique ours is we are a startup that wants to follow due procedures. We don't want to cut corners. We are here, we bring the farmers on board, we bring the youth on board. We even have a program where we allow seasoned farm extension officers to educate our farmers and to educate the youth on how they can best improve on their planting processes.
I see. How many young people have you gotten so far?
So far we are a team.
He could
So far, I think we are about roughly 15. Yeah.
15?
15.
What's your projection like? So let's say, take it a year. How many people do you want to get into?
So a year, we are operating on a crowdfunding basis. So as I said, you can be anywhere. If you're a youth, you have the opportunity to contribute as little as you can.
Okay.
But actively, we have about 15, and we are projecting an increase. So we haven't done analysis work, but we are projecting an increase, definitely. An increase because people have demonstrated interest. Okay. As I said, one problem I see is that mostly we do what we do because we don't know. It's, let me say, as a result of ignorance. That is why we do what we do. So you could see sometimes we mostly talk that the youth are engaging in all sort of things. I don't want to mention names. But then we feel, or personally, I think maybe they do what they do because, one, they don't know, where they should go into or any opportunity. So we started this, and it will amaze you how many youth have showed interest. We are in the University of Ghana, and we almost get contact. But you see, in the business, you have to get, leads, and then you close some deals and all that. So actively, we have about 15 people who have showed interest. That's not only to, come and join us to work, but then they are willing to, invest and get some return on their investment.
So you are still in school?
Produce. Yes, we are still in school.
So if I take it, you started this consult from level 100?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. And you are sure that when you leave school?
No, we did not start in level 100, start level 200.
2020.
Actually, we have FAMDs.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So 5 years. So 6 years, sorry.
All right. So you are sure that after school,
Oh yeah,
CES consult is going to stand.
yeah.
In school is standing.
No, it's better in school because then you can see yourselves. You have meetings. When you go and then you start family, you have a girlfriend. He's got a girlfriend. He's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
They are pulling you out.
One thing that I always say that the quality of your life depends on your contribution towards others. Sub-Saharan Africa itself, our GDP ratio, the 23% of being agriculture contribute about 23%, sorry. And about 60% of Africans are being known for farming. And that's what actually employed Africans. That's, yeah. But yesterday, I do normally join these international forums to listen. Yesterday, I joined that of World Bank, and they were having discussion about Africa. African countries are actually taking shifts. People have actually surpassed this agriculture part, and they are now looking at the different dimensions altogether. Morocco itself is now thinking about technology, not only agriculture specific. So I went to the comment section and I was reading through. One reason that I realized is that Africans only complain, and that is not in relation to the person's level of education. You could see someone with the biggest degrees that you could ever think of. I can't just pinpoint any degrees of. And the only thing they were doing is complaining, while the whites only came in to just contribute to what they are doing. So say if Morocco itself, who is planning of hosting the World Cup in 2030, now thinks of how to improve its technology to make the place better for them to host their tournament. Ghana or say West Africa, we are known in production. Maybe say we are Ghana or West Africa, we are known for that of cocoa. So what can we do so that we can improve on our cocoa? Because it got to a time I learned even the outside world weren't interested in our produce again because of our our farming approach and also the quality of our produce, which is actually also alarming. So I think we must actually encourage all the youth. It shouldn't be something. I understand when you said maybe after school we'll go and get girlfriend and we'll.
No, I'm not saying.
Oh,
so all I'm just saying is that your needs.
Yes, I understand, and it is possible. It is possible. So if say all the biggest names that we know, as I mentioned earlier, Honorable Johnson, the doing Ketia President Mahama, Honorable Johnson to Dumbelo, who have, let's say, achieved everything in destiny, are still in today's venture. There's nothing we can actually think about. And right now, there are many avenues, many programs. The world itself now is focusing on, it's now focusing on climate and also agriculture. So if I'm into a field that I think can actually fetch me the resources that I need to make lives better, to impact on people's life in the long term, there's no need of me quitting. Just last 2-3 days, I had a conversation with someone in Uganda. The person is a political enthusiast and he's planning of running this parliamentary in his constituency. And he's also an agriculture enthusiast. And we've started discussing how we can improve agriculture itself, and also the way we can streamline things to make the youth themselves more interested in this field, because that's the only way we can curb this unemployment rate. And then if there is no job opportunities available, people will end up fighting and we will end up killing ourselves. The issues of galamsey, armed robbery and stuff still happen because I think maybe we are not providing the best avenue for the youth. Because right now, say a youth want to farm. The person is not.
Do they want to?
Some do. Just recently, we had a conversation with a certain regional minister. I can't mention the regional minister's name. He said they went to a certain galamsey site, and after they saw people mining, so they tried chasing them with military. So later they called them and approached them, and they asked them, so why are they destroying our lands and water bodies? And to them, they were complaining that they don't have any job to do. So this is the only thing they are doing to survive. And he asked them, so what do you actually want to do? And they said they want to farm. Just in the nick of time, they're actually done with planting over 75 acres of land. Because maybe we haven't sensitized the ordinary Ghanaian.
So I think
that's why they are not actually venturing. Yeah.
Sometimes it's the awareness creation. And as I said, ignorance. I'm very heavy on that. Because if you are a person who have lived in Accra all your entire life, you don't have personal experiences with this agricultural thing we are saying. You almost think it is impossible, it cannot be done. How can you use agriculture to, make ends meet and all that? But it is very practical. If you are someone who have had a very, contact with this agriculture or something, you will know it is very practical. It is very practical to make money, especially if you are one who is in this digital space. And
Have you used, can you show us, or have you started using the digital tools yet?
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Have you started using it to
Exactly.
farm?
So
What are they?
So in the poultry sector like this, we've been using the
How many beds do you have though?
So we initially the first person we did it for had 1,000 beds.
Oh, so you are not manning the farms
the
yourself?
The poultry
Okay.
one, but we have a livestock with him, and we have a oil palm plantation that we do with him and his father.
Okay.
So
your father owns a plantation?
plantation.
Yeah.
Yes, he owns the land.
You own a poultry farm?
No, livestock.
Okay.
Livestock. But the poultry, we did it for someone.
Okay, so how many
1,000 beds.
1,000 beds? And what did you do?
So the 1,000 beds, we use the what's it called, A unit cage. So with the A unit cage, it's very simple. It's not like the depleter.
Do you have pictures? Did you bring pictures?
We didn't bring pictures of the poultry,
Okay,
but
go ahead.
I think
We sent him some videos within the farming, but I don't know whether.
Okay.
so. With the A type.
I'm talking poultry.
No, we didn't bring
Alright, you
pictures
go
of
ahead.
that. So the how it is like the feed is on this lane. There's a lane with cage red birds, and the feed is on one lane, and the second lane is where the eggs are. So what we do is instead of sometimes when the birds lay, you have to go through with the deflator. It's easy to spread diseases, and you may not be able to get your eggs quickly, or maybe picking your eggs, there may be stampede. Your birds may die in a stampede. So what we do is we cage the birds, 4 in a cage. So their feed is there, their water is in a lid, and the eggs, when they lay, the eggs immediately rolls to the egg layer. Then you just pick it and place it into your crate. So that one is a very quick, simple style. So yeah, it's a very
That's
quick.
it?
Yes. So
That's
it's a-
you?
No, this is not us.
There's something similar. Yeah.
Something similar, but what we did for a person, we didn't take pictures. So something similar. So you just pick the eggs and it's gone. You can be able to know that cage A produce X amount of eggs. So you may, when you get to maybe they are at 90% production, you may be able to know that this amount of eggs was produced by this crate. So when they start reducing in production rate, you can know that maybe the eggs they've exceeded their lifespan, or you may even push them to broilers and make them broilers. So this system allows us to track their health, their egg production, their feed consumption. It doesn't make us waste a lot of feed, because feed is very expensive.
So it's not like it's entirely new. You are just making sure that they get the knowledge.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, and we also
Something
do it
like
for
that.
people. Yes.
Okay. All right. I see. Interesting. So this is one of the things you have done. So you did it for someone who had 1,000 beds.
Yes, please.
1,000.
Who wanted to enter into poultry farm with starting with 1,000 beds.
Okay.
So this, we would say this a person in his 30s, early 30s, who wanted to do something.
Okay.
And
Did you
then
take
he-
money?
Yes.
Okay.
So a bit-
So you, no coffee will come. Yes,
Only.
no, your plantation, is there anything new that you introduced to your father's farm?
As far
To
as
the average farmer's farm?
yeah, I think because we had created some ponds
Okay.
in a way that we channel this rainwater and we keep them to when maybe they are needed. That's during the dry season. So that's one of the ways that we've actually implemented. And as he said earlier, we're also using these drone systems and stuff.
You are using drone?
Yes.
You use drone on your father's farm?
Yes, we once tried. We were just experimenting since. Yeah, and
I see.
also there is an app that we've tried using, and that app itself can also help you to diagnose a certain plant disease for you to use, for you to implement the best treatment option.
Okay.
It wasn't built by Ghanaians, though, and because of that matter, we're also encouraging our fellow Ghanaians to do that, because I think these fellow African countries like the Nigerians, the Kenyans, and Rwandans are actually doing far better than us in this innovative aspect, the technology aspect, as far as agriculture itself is concerned. So we have used these avenues, yeah, and we've also, as he said, the CS Consult is also a platform where people can actually consult us. We are always available. So what we do is you can, anytime that you feel you're having a challenge, you can equally consult us. Then we discuss the issues with you. And if, say, we are not knowledgeable about the problem itself enough, we have people that we consult to. We have big men behind us who are actually also helping us in this situation. So we've been using this technology in vast area, and it depends on the condition that we're actually dealing with.
How long do you want to take this, and what's the goal like? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years?
Yes. So first of all, agriculture has, let me say, so many value chains. What we most at times focus on, or what is best advisable to start with, is, let's say, the pre-production and production. That is what it is known among us. But then moving forward, we want to be able to process some of our produce. I mean, if the challenge that is burdened with
CES.
exactly CES. So it's a business that's moving forward. I mean, in terms of scalability, let's say if at this point we're able to produce maize and sell the maize raw, there should be a time where we'll be able to produce, where we'll be able to process this maize into some product that will fetch more money. If we are able to farm tomatoes, that's as at now we are selling raw. A time should come, we should be able to convert it into a product to solve a problem where we can sell. So we want to, moving forward, enter into, I mean, all the agricultural value chains.
All
marketing,
of them.
Exactly. Marketing, processing, I mean, mechanization, and all that. So we want to scale this business to a point of such sort. Yes.
I see.
And I
Exactly.
think we are also here to solve problems. The amount of product that actually gets spoiled, that's due to post-harvest losses, is between 30 to 50%. And this is one of the reasons which is actually driving the youth away from, say, venturing into a business that you know should care not taking, your produce will get lost or something. So we are also thinking about this blockchain supply. So as with our platform, you can actually order for something. Say you want maybe maize, but you don't know where you can actually source it. Should you contact us or something? We will have people, or we have people that we work with, that you can actually purchase it and deliver to you. So this is one of also another technological innovative approach that we are using. And in the long run, should the individual see they are having, say, the rates of post-harvest losses has actually kept down to about 5% due to, see, the reduce of these post-harvest losses, which is normally accounted by a low level of technology. I think the youth themselves will actually also gain this interest so that they will also venture into agriculture. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we are still having some conversation with young folks from CES Consults, Penty, Steven, and Christian. They are here in the studios talking to us about what their goals and aspirations are with regards what they want to use the consult to do. You can call us. The phone lines are open and call us. Let's talk about them. You can also call and talk to them. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, so with the scalability you were talking about, so we are looking at, in a 10 years time, we want to be able to get to a place that we will be feeding Africa in 10 years. But in a 5 years time, what we want to do is we are looking at how best we can finish with Ghana and West Africa. That is what we are looking at. We are looking at creating a consortium whereby young people will be driven into agriculture. Young people will be driven to become the leaders of our agricultural space and remove the notion that agriculture will not make you, let's say, live comfortably or will not make you rich. Agriculture can make you rich. It will take time. It will take patience. It will take you to start from your small size, dream big, and working towards it. That is what we want to do.
I see. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting thoughts. And so 15 people so far. Do they have farms?
So some have land and some have like invested in us.
Mm-hmm.
So those who have the lands, we have a way of dealing with them. Then we bring a client on board, depending on what the client wants to do and what the farmer also wants to do. We sit down and we go into details, how we can bridge the gap with that. That's also another one. Some, like we got people from LinkedIn that contacted us about sourcing palm oil, which was his area of expertise. Currently, we are working with the person and we are negotiating terms. Hopefully, by God's grace, we will be able to provide his needs to him. That is also another way we are helping the farmers and we are helping ourselves too. Instead of us doing the regular thing, complaining.
I see.
Actually, Sorry.
Just forgive me. Genevieve is calling us from Osu. Genevieve, can you hear us?
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning. You're on air. Talk to us.
Yes, I'm Genevieve, calling from Osu. Oh, those gentlemen, in fact, I'm even watching, and my baby is disturbing me, but I still want to watch them. So my problem is right now, I have some gentlemen also at my end here, and they are doing nothing. They are supposed to watch all these things, but I don't know. But I want them to see a sort of this thing to them, inspiration to them. And maybe one day I'll contribute to their quota also.
Okay, so if I get you, Genevieve, you say you have some young people around you.
Doing nothing.
Oh, they are doing nothing.
No.
Okay, right. Are they your children or they are just people around?
Yes, they are my sister's children, so they are definitely my children.
Right. How many are they?
They are three.
3 of them.
Yes, please.
And they are gentlemen.
No.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, right. So we'll see how it goes. So probably after this, the show, you can put your contacts there. So Genevieve, keep watching the show. I ask them to put their contacts out there. Are you looking for people like that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Where would you put them? You don't have farms.
So we are of the view that some people like this, they would have wished to enter into agriculture, but then don't know how.
Okay.
So we need to listen to them.
Okay.
And then know how to move things.
Okay.
Moving forward.
And I also stated that right now the world is also focusing on this agriculture and climate. So there are many ventures, many avenues, many opportunities. My brother himself won a certain Agritech challenge organized by MasterCard, and he got some huge amount of money to invest in his business. So individuals like this, we have ways that we think we can actually talk to them and mentor them for them to actually get to where their sister or auntie Genevieve want them to be. Yeah.
So the point is, because I hear a lot of things, right? Forgive me. I hear a lot of things around the CS consult. So you want to go into farming itself. Sometimes you want to go into processing, and you have to advise. I mean, quite a number of things. So when I come back from this call, I want you to help me understand what the mandate is again, so we don't miscommunicate this. Is that okay?
Sure.
Mante is on the line. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. Go ahead.
How will anybody join them? If the person wants to join them, how can the person join them?
Okay. Very well.
How can?
Very well. Okay.
Should I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what we do is we'll place our contacts when we are done. Then you communicate to us. Then we will sit down and speak to you, depending on where you live and the available farm work we have. Then we'll see how best to help you.
Whether you want to invest or...
Is that all right for you? So when we are done, we'll put our
He's
contacts
not on
there.
the call. He's gone.
Okay.
So, of course, so you are going to be dropping the number.
Numbers, yes.
Whatever. You say if they want to invest as well.
Yes.
Okay.
From what you said. So I was trying to add up.
Okay. So
whether you want to invest or it's maybe you need, you want to work on the farm.
So if somebody wants to invest, is it going to be, or you are going to connect them to farm holders?
Okay. So if you want to invest, there are two things. So maybe you have a land and maybe you want to do something on it. So that is an option where we can sit you down and I mean you invest and then we get people to farm on the land for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or better still, you can just invest in a commodity we have in partnership with some people. So that maybe with for a duration, after the duration elapsed, then you get your return on your investment or your farm produce more than what you have initially used that money to pay.
Do you have some of them available as we speak?
Oh yes. So currently, my livestock is there. Sorry, the livestock is there, and then the maize and the palm
Oh,
oil.
I see.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
just like bridging the gap between smallholder farmers and then investors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then investors, not necessarily, it can be, some people want the produce to sell and don't know how to get, as you said. So if you contact us, maybe the palm oil, if you want palm oil, if you want to start a palm oil business, he is in that space, so he can get you some people to help you source a very good palm oil to sell. If you want maize, I mean, whatever palm produce, we are in the space and we are contacting the industry players, so we can get you all those stuff just to, I mean, promote agriculture and then.
And for Genevieve's children as well, you can also get them onto
the farm.
the farms.
Exactly.
That is if they are willing to travel.
If they are willing to.
Because as you know, it's not in Accra. He's in
Oh, as I know,
the farm is not in Accra.
Christian. Oh, I didn't know
Sorry.
the farm wasn't in Accra.
So the farm is not in Accra.
Okay.
Some is in KD.
Okay.
So some is in the eastern region.
Okay.
So relocating is one thing. So when we sit you down, we'll let you know everything inside.
Okay.
If you are comfortable with it.
Okay.
And you agree.
Okay.
Sure.
Then you get onto the farm. Do you know about so I understand the bridging of the gap between mechanized and, of course, smallholder. Do you know about the Indian model where they allow those small, even indeed encourage small, even families to get into the farming, where people go around the gates to pick the produce and still get into the big centers? Do you know about that particular model? Otherwise, what we might be doing is to say that we might talk the people out to say, oh, young people are ready. Someone who looks like Asidu Nketia, that's his mentor, right? You see, the guy behaves like Asidu Nketia. He said everything about him is Asidu Nketia. You can tell everything. You can tell. Is to say that we're talking, so there's a smaller Asidu Nketia who is ready to take over, and so you relax. Rather than running that model, because I have a land just behind my compound that I can grow. So if you give me the seeds and I grow it and it gets to that point, all you need to do is to pick a truck, come buy it, and you buy it from me. So I'm in my house producing as a 50-year-old, but you can just pick it up and say, pay 2 cedis for 2 tomatoes. I mean, is that not good?
Yeah. It's a good thing, and I believe that can be done.
It is being done.
You see, the government has a program, a policy that they are offering seedlings. Okay. I think they are not coming to run it, or it's already being run.
Ministry of Food and Agriculture. The youth in agriculture.
Yeah, they provide seeds.
Right.
So if you want, then you access their ministry, and I believe they will give it to you.
Yeah. But who comes to pick it up so that I can get it?
So when it comes to
not to feed me.
Keep picking it up. I don't think they do it on the scale of that sort.
We in Ghana, I think the food inflation, they have a policy around that every household should, go into agriculture. Your backyard or something, you can plant something over there to feed you, to reduce food inflation. Schools and institutions, they're encouraging them to use available lands to farm so that they can reduce food inflation. But then with India, as you are saying, I think that one will be a whole business model because we don't know how their system is.
So maybe we check it.
Okay.
Check it. Maybe you are consults, right?
Yes.
So check it and see. Right. Maybe you can incorporate that into your staff. Is that okay? So thanks, guys. One of the days I want to see you on the side and the seniors on the side, so you exchange ideas. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right. Christian Latte, right, is the co-founder, is also an enthusiast, agribusiness enthusiast. Panti Sakwa Ebenezer, still, but head of operation at CS Consults. Asidu Nketia. Stephen Deborah Obobi is acting CEO, Green Team Processing, and also a co-founder of CES Consults. You just heard from the young people what they thought about agriculture and what they believe they can do a lot more about. And so we wish you all the best as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The Bank Hospital is also proud to be associated with the Wake Up Africa. And for all your medical needs, you can visit the Bank Hospital where care meets excellence. You can find them at cantonments, right? Just near Nafti in Accra. They are your trusted partner for quality healthcare. For those of you who want to reach out to them, you can call them 0302-739-373 and make sure that you connect with them. It's been a good time. Thank you very much for watching.
But I'm sure we haven't given our contact.
No.
Oh, yeah, please do. Yes, sure.
It's been displayed.
It's been displayed.
Okay, sure.
It's been displayed.
Yes.
Okay.
They displayed your...
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So, back call it again, quickly.
So
Okay,
So 024 55 90 858.
Again,
024.
slowly it's
024 55 90 858.
not everybody who is watching
Watching
can
this,
see.
That's right.
some.
That's right.
Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. See you soon.